I'm Andrew McDonald. I'm a creative director and executive producer here at Cream in the digital department. Survivorman is a survival experience. It's coming to the Oculus Quest in Q3 of 2022. It is based off of the show that Les Stroud did for over a decade. What we wanted to do with this show was basically take the player now, and then through the immersion of virtual reality, drop them in that survival situation and bring in the celebrity that is Les Stroud as your guide, as someone who's gonna give you advice or chastise you for screwing up. One of the problems that we had in making an experience like Survivorman, where you're selling celebrity, it's very difficult to get a high fidelity, accurate looking character. We needed to find a simpler solution than that was available to model and animate a person and make them look like they're a person. And on top of all of that, have it optimized enough to be put into a mobile processor.
So Cream came to us and asked us if there was a better way to create digital doubles. And through research, we basically figured out this DDH system, which helps companies and helps people create characters super lightweight, cost-effective, and efficient. So DDH is Dynamic Digital Humans. It's a pipeline for creating characters efficiently. It's a system that thinks about the entire process and how studio can save on all the steps in the creation process.
With software like Faceware, you can now, using machine vision, pull the animation out of the face without having those tracking markers on the face. So you have the animation file from the face and you have clean video. And so we took the clean video and we baked it onto the animated model this time. And we got a result that was pretty impressive.
What the DDH pipeline does is it allows artists to really not worry about things like technical limitations or knowledge limitations, and just sort of create without really heavy background in the technical mechanics behind character creating.
Creating characters is probably one of the most difficult tasks. There's a lot of steps in between that to make something look really believable. There's a lot of textures involved, and a lot of time. So we actually did some research, and one of the software solutions that we were testing out was Reallusion. We developed our latest DDH system to include Reallusion into the pipeline. And by doing that, we're saving on skinning, we're saving on creating these bespoke characters, because now every character has the same joint names, has the same hair. So how do you go from a person to the actual model? So before we were using a traditional, either an Esper rig or a rig system that you go into and do a photogrammetry set, you scan it, and now basically all the blend shapes we just get directly from Character Creator.
So now with Character Creator, we're able to customize the body. We can swap clothes, we can swap shoes, we can add facial hair, drag and drop. So it's really sped things up for us.
Character Creator specifically kind of almost emulates the character select screens that we see in video games and stuff, and that so many people are already familiar with.
We wanted to see how well the DDH pipeline would translate singing performance into a face. So that's where we created Jasmine. Jasmine here is the first character that we created using a single structured light scan of a neutral pose. So that eliminated a whole piece of the pipeline of creating the traditional method of multiple scans and fitting them all together. And with Character Creator, we took that single scan and we were able to, using the projected video over the face, trace out all of those pose shapes and get them absolutely perfect right off of the Character Creator rig.
The idea of putting a video on top of a 3D model it seems very easy. You could do it like, oh yeah, that's very cool, but in reality, there's a huge difference when it comes to PC and VR. For PC, it's not really an issue, but when you're trying to run it in Quest, imagine running a really powerful game on a phone, and you have to run it at 72 frames per second. You cannot run it at 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second like you would do with normal phone games, but we were able to do that at the end.
Okay, good job. You've got your fire going. What happens next? What do you look for? What's kicking around here that's going to help you out? Let's start doing some scrounging.
Creating the Les Stroud character was quite interesting. We used a Rococo suit, so we didn't need to have a giant motion capture stage, which is how it was used to be done. Now we have a suit that tracks how the body moves and you just put it on.
To become an actual avatar, that's a whole new thing. I think what's important to me about being that avatar, just as it is for everything that I do, realism, realism, realism. It has to be real. This is about a way of actually learning how to survive. So everything has to be real, including my avatar. What I discovered in working with the team, putting this all together, is that I'm breaking new ground when it comes to all of this technology, this digital technology that takes me, my flesh and blood, and puts it into a VR game. I mean, I feel like I've just stepped right into the future.
It's very exciting to have the project to put him into, but the technology that we've developed partly in-house to make it all possible.
Come here, check this out. See that plastic crate? Yeah, I bet you could use that. That is one treacherous location. You slip from there, and you're going all the way down. It's game over.